I have started pushing her more towards this inclusive model because we started in the life skills program because that's what the teachers said was best for her. And then until partners in policymaking, I agreed with them. That was fine. You know, she just went to the general ed classroom sort of as a visitor for music and art, but she didn't really feel like part of that classroom to the other students, nor to her. And then last year I started putting her in the general ed classroom for science and social studies, as well as music and art and story time. And she spends about 50% of her time now, maybe more towards 60% in the general ed classroom. But when she's pulled out, she still gets pulled to the life skills classroom. So formally her placement is still the life skills classroom, but our school district doesn't yet operate on a model that really, so if you were to, you would really have to convert the whole school district to this other model for it to be fully functional in the way that we would ideally hope for. Right now, if I pulled her out of life skills, she would be placed in general ed, but she would get her help with math and reading in the Learning Resource Center, which is who deals with every other student who is on an IEP, but who is not yet who does not qualify for life skills. And qualifying for life skills, you have to they measure your IQ with a totally illegitimate test. That's not the right word. Invalid test. That's beside the point. IQ tests are sort of pointless when you don't have spoken language, really. But
how is she doing in the general ed classes?
she's doing well. Her third grade class is piloting the use of iPads in the classroom. So this year is really wonderful for her because all of her classmates also use iPads now, and her teachers are thinking more on this model of using technology to help engage students. And furthermore, it allows them to a lot more levels at once, you know, so Alexa could be working on math at her level and these other students at their level also. Mm-hmm. But this last week, for the first time ever, I got home a worksheet that was something her third grade class had done and Alexa had done. And that's the first time she's ever done the same thing that her classmates were doing. And it was a really simple, open-ended question. It was, it's entitled, Everybody Needs a Rock. And I don't know what her classmates were filling in, but Alexa had to list 10 ways to find a rock. And so she searched through her talker. And again, this was something I hadn't put in her talker for her yet. So she had to remember where these words might be. And she found, she said, under a tree, at school, at home, like she came up with like 5 or 6 places, and then she couldn't think of any more. So then she put 1 rock and 2 rocks. And, it was really, really exciting for me to find out that, the teacher was thinking about this too, and the teacher was involved in making this work. It's one of the first times the teacher has been part of this project to include Alexa. Last year, I was pushing and the teacher was willing, but not really understanding or full of ideas as much about how to do it.
Yeah, we just got her all the regular homework.
She just went to her
with no modifications. And so we with the teacher, get to, appropriately modify the homework or the projects. Like the geology unit, she's not going to do everything in the unit. She's not going to, the whole thing. She's going to do
learn
what she can. She's going to learn some of the vocabulary. She's going to do what she can do.
And she's going to help build the cardboard, rock volcano that they're building. And she's really excited about the volcano.